You ever boot up a game and realize your only weapon is a stick, and your only goal is not dying immediately? Then congrats, you've entered the glorious hellscape of survival games where you start with absolutely nothing. No map, no tutorial, not even pants sometimes. Just you, the wilderness, and a burning question. Why did I eat that mushroom? In this list, we're diving into 10 hidden survival gems that throw you into the deep end with zero floaties. It could be the jungle, the ocean, or a radioactive wasteland. These bad boys will test your instincts, patience, and sanity in the best way possible. Stranded deep. Your only souvenir from the plane crash, a chunk of metal and a whole lot of regret. Welcome to the most tropical vacation from hell simulator ever, where sunscreen won't save you and your coconut is both dinner and dessert. You begin alone, wet and wildly unprepared in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, drifting between islands like a broke pirate who forgot their map. Your luxury suite, a shack made of palm fronds and desperation. But hey, give it some time and you'll be crafting spears, axes, and even gyrocopters like some kind of castaway MacGyver. Managing thirst, hunger, and your sanity is a full-time job. You'll obsessively check your survival watch like it's a cursed Fitbit, treating poisonings, sunstroke, and the occasional shark-induced bleeding session. Want shelter? Chop. Want food? Fish, trap, or punch a crab into submission. Want to escape? Better level up that crafting, because building a motorized raft isn't for amateurs. You'll face 3 terrifying ocean bosses, so keep a trophy wall ready and a spare pair of pants.
Well, I was hoping we'd have breakfast together.
Admit it! You thought I forgot your birthday, didn't you?
Exactly what I wanted!
Green hell. No guide, no gear, and definitely no Wi-Fi. Just you, a jungle that wants you dead, and a voice in your head whispering, "Did that tree just move?" Things start simple enough. You're Jake, an anthropologist trying to find your wife. But it's not long before your biggest concern goes from "Where is she?" to "Why am I hallucinating while bleeding out next to a pile of angry ants?" Welcome to a survival experience where crafting a bandage from banana leaves is just step 1, and eating raw frogs might seem like a valid breakfast plan. The Amazonian wilderness isn't your friend. It's a mosquito-infested, fungus-laced nightmare with its own to-do list for ruining your week. You'll battle wounds, parasites, fevers, and your own sanity while trying to build something that resembles a shelter, or a jungle condo if you're feeling fancy. For the masochists among us, there's even an inspection mode where you literally check your limbs for worms. Fun! The story campaign? Intense. Full of psychological twists and turns that'll leave you questioning every vine and whisper. And if you're more sandboxy, the endless survival mode offers chaos on your own terms. Ark Survival Evolved. Waking up half naked on a tropical beach would be great, if not for the T-Rex eyeballing you like an hors d'oeuvre. That's your intro to one of the most brutally chaotic survival sandboxes ever devised, where your first tool is a fist, your first meal is probably bugs, and your first mistake is underestimating everything. The island wants to kill you. The weather wants to freeze or fry you. The dinos? Let's just say you haven't known betrayal until a dodo lures you into a raptor ambush. But if you can survive long enough, you'll go from pooping on the beach, yes, that's a mechanic, to commanding a dinosaur army that eats brontosaurs for breakfast. Crafting and building go way beyond primitive huts. Think armored compounds, irrigation systems, dinosaur cloning labs, and turret-toting megabases. You'll explore underwater caves, scorching volcanoes, and even face off against mythic god beasts by sacrificing rare items at shrines. There's PvP, PvE, and PvOMG. He just stole my dino. Want to play God? Tame, breed, and genetically perfect your beast baby. Want lore? Hidden Journals and Voice Acting by David Tennant drop breadcrumbs about what this whole mysterious arc actually is. Just don't forget to hydrate, because even in Dino Paradise, dehydration still sucks. Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. You begin not with a stick or a rock, or even fire, but with a terrified, fuzzy proto-monkey clinging to a branch and trying not to become leopard lunch. Welcome to a survival game so hardcore, you don't even start as a human. Here, evolution is your ultimate goal, and everything in between, like outrunning snakes, climbing trees, and figuring out how not to eat poison, is just another step toward becoming something less squishy. There's no HUD to hold your hand, no friendly tutorial saying press X to evolve. You learn by doing, failing, screaming, and hoping the next baby you raise won't make the same dumb choices. Instead of leveling up a character, you're leveling up a species. You'll swing through jungles, stalk prey on the savannah, and conquer literal primal fear to expand your territory. Every time you sniff out a new fruit, or accidentally bonk a predator with a stick, you're unlocking neuron pathways that can be passed down to future generations, assuming they're not eaten by crocodiles first. It's a game of natural selection, except you're the one who's selecting, usually poorly. Forget guns, armor, or crafting menus. Your best weapons are curiosity, opposable thumbs, and a solid pair of survival instincts. Darkwood. The sun goes down, and suddenly the trees start whispering sweet nothings like, "You're gonna die tonight." Welcome to a survival horror game that doesn't scream in your face. It creeps under your skin and nestles in your spine like a parasite made of pure dread. You won't find jump scares. What you will find is a top-down nightmare forest, where everything is wrong, nothing makes sense, and the only consistent advice is, don't go outside at night. Of course, you're going to go outside at night because you need wood, or food, or maybe just answers. Each day, you'll scavenge the haunted woods, looting shacks, dodging abominations, and trying to make sense of cryptic lore. Each night, you'll be barricading doors, setting traps, and wondering why your floorboards are creaking when you're not moving. There's no map marker, no hand-holding, and no certainty. You'll inject weird forest goop into your veins for perks, knowing full well it might give you claws, or hallucination, or both. The more you survive, the more the game shifts, warping your sense of reality and making you question if anything was real to begin with. And if you trust anyone, that's on you. But don't say the forest didn't warn you.
It's not a game, it's a rage thing.
This war of mine. Forget bullet time and glory kills. This is war at its bleakest, and your biggest enemy might just be a lack of soup. You're not some grizzled action hero with unlimited ammo and a sad backstory. Nope. You're a group of terrified civilians holed up in a crumbling shelter, trying to outlast the endless siege one moldy can of food at a time. Days are spent patching holes, building stoves, and trying to keep the sick alive. Nights? That's when you sneak out to loot bombed out building, dodge snipers, and decide whether stealing medicine from the elderly makes you a monster or just a survivor. And that's the real gut punch here. Every choice hurts. Do you give your last food ration to the old man or the little girl? Do you send your only healthy person out to scavenge, knowing they may not return? What happens when depression grips your group and someone just gives up? The charcoal sketch visuals paint a city bled dry by conflict, and the randomized shelters and characters make every new game its own quiet tragedy.
Making SCUM a thrill for the entire family. Fear not, Tech 1 security is on site to keep contestants in line. Oh my.
SCUM. Welcome to a reality show from hell, where the prize isn't money. It's your pancreas still working. You're a convict dumped on an island that's basically Croatia by way of Mad Max, armed with nothing but your prison jumpsuit and a working bladder. That's right. This is the only survival game where skipping lunch can cause a full-blown electrolyte crisis, and forgetting to poop might just ruin your sprint speed. It's hilarious, horrifying, and somehow scientifically fascinating. The survival here goes deep, like metabolic chart and urine density deep. You'll be managing vitamins, monitoring hydration levels, and tracking your character's bowel movements like a deranged nutritionist. And that's before the mutated science projects and gun-toting maniacs show up. Want gear? You better loot it, craft it, or pray for it. There are irradiated zones full of nightmares, ex-contestants turned zombie, and just enough friendly fire to keep things spicy. Customize your weapons, patch up your clothing, and keep that car engine humming, or don't, and watch it explode. Raft. It all starts with a plastic hook, a soggy wooden plank, and a whole lot of bad decisions. You're stranded in the middle of the ocean, drifting aimlessly with nothing but a thirst that could kill, and a seagull that will steal your last beat. Welcome to the most peaceful-looking panic attack you'll ever experience, where every wave brings either hope or a hungry shark with zero chill. That's the magic. 1 minute you're fishing out planks like Bob the Builder on vacation, and the next, Bruce the Shark is trying to demolish your only toilet. You'll build a floating shanty town that gradually evolves into a seafaring palace, complete with water purifiers, grills, scarecrows, sailboats, antennas, and even a rudder if you're fancy. Scavenge everything that bobs by. Barrels are your new best friends, and dive for scrap and treasure below. Just mind the oxygen and the teeth. As you progress, you'll uncover eerie, post-apocalyptic clues scattered across sunken civilization remains, solving mysteries while dodging mutant wildlife and environmental hazards. Dayz. Waking up cold, clueless, and holding a piece of fruit isn't exactly the start of a heroic tale, but it is definitely the start of this post-apocalyptic survival simulator that makes trust no one feel less like advice and more like gospel. You're dropped into a sprawling Eastern European wasteland teeming with undead, rotting Soviet infrastructure, and, most terrifying of all, other players with itchy trigger fingers and loot lust in their eyes. Your job? Survive. Your tools? Whatever you can find between abandoned barns, dilapidated hospitals, and a corpse that definitely didn't get there naturally. At first, you'll be thrilled to find a can of tuna and shoes that aren't blood-soaked. Later, you'll be hoarding rifle parts, customizing suppressors, navigating gas attack zones with NBC suits, and whispering nervously into your proximity mic like it's ASMR for survival horror. Zombies are just the warm-up act. Wolves hunt in packs, bears don't care about your feelings, and dysentery will absolutely humble you if you drink from the wrong puddle. The crafting, cooking, and base building go deep, but nothing hits harder than a tense human standoff where someone might wave or just steal your beans and vanish into the woods. Welcome to the ultimate trust fall with landmines. So there you have it. 10 savage survival games that lovingly boot you into the wild with zilch and ask, "Figure it out, genius." These hidden gems all offer one universal truth. Survival isn't about power, it's about perseverance, poop management, and finding joy in crafting spears out of sticks and spit. These games deliver raw survival in the most chaotic, unforgiving, badass ways. Now get out there, eat a bug, build a hut, and don't trust anyone.
Widzę moja śmierć.